All right, let's see. I think we're live now. Let's see. All right, let's. Yeah, we are live. Okay, cool deal. All right, welcome everyone to episode 672 of the Black Brain Trust. This is Black Car Talk. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk whips, man. We ain't talked whips in a while. Um, we haven't even been live in a while. We haven't been live in a while, but uh, I'll give you guys actually a quick update on why that is, because, like I said in other previous random live streams that we've been getting off here, we've been actually quite busy working on brain trust related projects that are actual business projects. Hence why I literally was about 15 minutes late for this one, because I literally took a call last minute. Sorry. Hey, Miss Raining Woman, you said we need to talk soon. Okay, all right. I'll give you a ring later. How you doing though? Awesome. It's good to see you. Good to see you here. And I know we're just now getting a live stream going, but um, you know, it's. Oh well. Oh wait. Let me just make sure that's not too loud. The other. Oh, there we go. The other thing is that in California we're under an excessive heat advisory. So over the next few days, we're going to be hitting about 114, 115. And literally, it's just, I spend a lot of time outside and I can't do it. Can't do it during the heat. So I'm inside. So got time to talk on the interwebs. All right, Gold Professor, what's going on? All right, well, let's see here. We were going to talk some. Oh, real quick, let me give you guys an update on what's been going on here. Let me show you guys something. All right, here. Let me show you something. All right, here. And I'm going to pull this back up. There we go. And let's see here. I think this is the option. Yes, here it is. And then let me find it. All right. So let me show you guys what's been going on here. This is a company profile that we put together here. All of the final touches for our micro transport platform is pretty much in place. So let me show you guys what's been going on. This was a company profile to kind of put together for a supplier that we are going to be an exclusive distributor for in the U.S. Woo! Yeah, you see, so, there's some little product photos we went out on the streets and took right there. And this is the company history. This was my old shop, man. This was my old shop, 9555 DeSoto in Chatsworth. And we closed down the actual shop in 2018. And then we basically, over the last few years, turned it into a tech company. Right. So this is the whole story of how we did that. So this is what we do now. We do all the scooters and e-bikes and the app, and we do repair and service. And these are our partners. Right. So it's all been coming together. And tomorrow we will be doing another Fourth Industrial Open Chat where we're going to be talking about how we can leverage all of this to do business together. So we're going to tie it all in like a neat little package. All of the, Fourth Industrial jargon we've been giving you guys up until this point. Right. So that's what's been going on the back end. So that's been taking just like a lot of time because, when it's nighttime here in California, it's daytime in China. So, you have to kind of do two separate shifts when you're working, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. All right, enough rambling. Let's get to the first article. Whoa. Peugeot reveals a wicked wingless hypercar. Another exciting entry into the World Endurance Championships new Le Mans Hyper Car class. Now, on I think maybe like the last Black Car Talk, we did cover the hypercar class. This is the first year that they're running it. Toyota, I think I covered the Toyota. What are they calling it? The TS08, I think it is, or whichever one it is. Um, that's funny. I was just showing you guys a scooter, and look what popped up over there on the right. Um, so Toyota's running theirs. Glickenhaus has one built. I'm not sure if they're running theirs yet, but they have one built. Mercedes, that was the one. I don't know if I actually did that live stream though. My bad. But Mercedes has a hypercar that they're entering. This is Peugeot's. Porsche has one coming. And then the way the classes break down, the McLaren Senna, there will be a hypercar version that'll be built from the McLaren Senna that'll be in this. There's a few other companies that are going to be getting involved, right? So, but this is Peugeot's entry right here, and it's a very unique design of this. French automaker Peugeot has revealed the new hybrid hypercar that will race in the World Endurance Championship Series and the 24 Hours of Le Mans next year. Not only does it look extremely cool, it truly looks fast standing still. It really does, as they say in motorsports, but it's still missing the typical rear wing, meaning Peugeot's designers and engineers are making a huge bet that they can create the kind of aerodynamic downforce required to compete with Toyota, the dominant player in prototype racing. I think I'm trying to remember who else's car doesn't have a rear wing, because what they're going to, well, it'll get into it. It's all about the rule set. So they're going to use the bottom of the car to generate the downforce. And so then what you'll have is less drag because you don't have a rear wing, right? So it's you kind of thinking differently about how to leverage performance attributes. The new car, named the 9X8, is also just the latest reason to start following the top sports car racing series in the world, as it's a sign that automakers of various stripes are taking the new Le Mans hypercar class seriously, and crucially are willing to put a ton of effort into designing vehicles that are genuinely interesting and different. Yeah, this is why I started kind of getting bored of WEC, even though the cars were just totally out of this world. It just kind of started to become the same product. And so they really did flip the script with this one. Not only will Peugeot race this radical car starting next year, joining Toyota and single car team Glickenhaus, but Ferrari is entering a car. That's right, Ferrari is also in 2023. And then there's the Mercedes One project. It will be the Italian sports car manufacturer's first prototype class racing car in more than half a century. Now, I think, well, no, that wasn't a prototype. It was a, wait, would they have the P, what was it called? The P5? I'm trying to remember what that sports, well, it was a Le Mans sports car, something like that. It was a different class. The Le Mans hypercar class was created a few years ago as Audi and Porsche dropped out of what was then the top prototype class in endurance racing, Le Mans Prototype 1 or LMP1. Citing high costs, Audi and Porsche opted instead to focus on Formula E, the upstart all-electric racing series that's far less expensive, though Audi has since announced it's leaving that sport. As a result, Toyota dominated the series in the interim, is basically the lone entrant in the top class. They're the only ones running at the hypercar class right now. And yeah, that car is pretty badass too. Creating a whole new class, the sports governing body, the FIA, addressed the cost issue while also giving potential entrants a new set of technical challenges to try to conquer. The new class is also supposed to be a little slower than LMP1 and involve more technology typically found in road cars. God, I couldn't get that out. Still, Peugeot's new car is a beast. Per the regulations, it will marry a 680 horsepower V6 engine with a 200 kilowatt electric motor that pulls power from a 900 volt pack that Peugeot is co-developing with French company Saft. Interestingly, since the regulations only allow a maximum of 680 horsepower at any given time during the race, the Peugeot's powertrain will have to dynamically balance power output, the power output of these two sources, since they can create more than that in tandem. So this is where the sophisticated engine management and electronic systems come in, right? Where basically, depending on what the car is doing, is it under load? Is it under braking? Do we have a lighter fuel load? So then the electronics calculates the weight variances and then says, okay, now we can rely more on electric power, right? Because then you'll get a more of an advantage with electric power and less weight versus if you have more fuel on board, then you need the motor, the gas engine to power the car to burn the fuel out. But the engine plays an assistance to it. But the whole time, you cannot ever leverage more than 680 horsepower. So that's where like a sophisticated engine management system comes in. Clever technical solutions like that are one of the reasons to watch sports like endurance racing in the first place. That's why I love watching it. But for now, at least, the new Le Mans hypercar class doesn't seem too prescriptive. In fact, it's the existence of ample wiggle room in the rules that makes the wingless design possible in the first place. This is why I like the approach that they're taking. They're capping the horsepower. So you can't just go with like just gobs of horsepower and just stupid types of winglets, stuff that creates a lot of like drag. Because drag creates different aerodynamic forces, right? Versus the downforce that you can create from the bottom part of the car, right? So if you remove the wing from the top, you're literally removing a lot of drag, drag effect, while still generating the downforce from the bottom of the car. So it's just a rethinking of the rules altogether. Let's see here. The greater flexibility allowed by the sport's new technical rules regarding aerodynamics permits radical new thinking that favors the emergence of innovative cars with scope for the design teams to make an even bigger contribution, Peugeot Sport said in a statement. Peugeot's engineers and designers effectively took advantage of this opportunity to invent new creative processes and break away from established codes to produce a hypercar of a completely new genre. Uh-oh, what the hell? Okay. Yeah, dude, this car is just... There you go. See, no wing. And the way... Look at the light bars. Do you guys see this? These are glass light bars. I don't know why you would put this on a race car, dude, because people will touch this shit. Hopefully they don't do this. Or maybe... man, I don't know. This thing is just... Look at the inside of it. Holy shit. Oh my God. Look at that. Amazing. Yeah, look at that. Whew. Boy. Sexy. Oh my God, man. That was some sexy shit right there, man. I'm telling you. Let me look up the... hold on a second. Let me show you guys the Glickenhaus. Let me find that one. I'll show you guys all of the hypercars so far. Let me get the Toyota. Here we go. Yeah, it's the GR010. That's what this is. Here, let me show you guys this one. Mike V. We got Mike in the house. He's just getting his mic for phone together. This is the GR010 hypercar. This is the one that's already racing right now. Okay, this car is already running. This is the only car that's running. The Glickenhaus hypercar, that car's built, but it's not running. I think they're still testing. I'll show you guys a picture of that one. But this is the Toyota GR010 hypercar. So this one's already running. Peugeot's got theirs done. Let's see here. What's good, Mike?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, we just over here chopping it up on some hypercar action, dude. Because they got that new Peugeot 9X8. That thing, I've never seen a race car like that, dude.
Yeah, the Goodwood Festival introduced a lot of these new hypercars and supercars that came out. So
Yeah, this is the WEC. Um, this is the WEC. Um, hold on one second here. Let me show the Glickenhaus car. These are all the WEC hypercar class race cars built based on the regulations. So that's the Glickenhaus car. This is the only car that's running just petrol engine, but it's built to hypercar spec for WEC. So this car is going to be the only V8 full petrol V8 entrant. I think it might be running some turbos. Looks like it. You can see some ducting right here. So it'll probably be running like a turbocharged V8. Everything else is running like a V6 200 kilowatt motor variant or some sort of hybrid of that. Let's see here. And then let me find the, let me see. Then you have the, let's see here. Let me look it up. There was the, Mercedes 1 hypercar. Here, let me get you a picture of this one. This thing is gorgeous too, man. Jeez. All right, and let me show you this one right here. Yeah, that's the Mercedes 1 hypercar right there. So yeah. Ferrari comes out with theirs in 2023. There's room. McLaren is going to make a WEC endurance race car out of the Senna because it's already a built hypercar, right? So they're going to just basically take the Senna and make one of these race cars out of it. So McLaren's going to throw their hat into it. So man, yeah, the class is starting to grow, man. You're getting a lot of those high profile manufacturers that are going with like some next level racecraft.
Yeah.
So have you followed any of this so far? I mean, Toyota's they're the only car that's running so far.
I haven't been following this particular genre, but I've been following the Goodwood Festival, and there's a lot of good things coming out of there that I was watching. So,
okay. Any like series you following so far? Because they're all just kind of ramping back up and getting back into the fray here.
No, not in particular, but paying attention to Lotus's Evija, Aston Martin's Valkyrie. So there's a lot of yeah.
No, I was gonna say there was rumors that Aston was gonna make a hypercar with the Valkyrie.
They showed it the other day at the Goodwood Festival.
Shit. Okay. Oh, they did. Okay, we have to look that one up. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Valkyrie hypercar. Well, I think what it is what they're still trying to do is figure out if they are going to build one for WEC competition. Okay, this is the car right here. Damn, dude, this shit is dope. Yeah, hold on, let me show this one. Yeah, that's the Valkyrie. Interesting. That's got the Red Bull stamp all on it. I'm thinking Red Bull might put this entry in.
Well, yeah, Red Bull has their own vehicle too.
That's right. I don't recall if it was being built. Is it like a spec race car for their own series, or is it an actual like hypercar or some shit?
I'm not particularly sure. I just know that they have their own vehicle.
Okay. All right. Now I did want to also talk a little bit about like what I've been. Oh, no, that's what it was. The another car that just started running this year. The They're running the Porsche 992 in the Carrera Cup now. So it's a completely different Porsche Cup car, and I've been watching those races as of late. And yeah, man, these cars are a lot more ballsier than the 991s that they were running. I don't know if you've caught any of those, but they literally just started running these races here, like just starting a few months ago. All the race series started like cracking back up, and this is the first year they're running the 992 in the Carrera Cup. So let me show you what that car basically looks like. Let's see here, Carrera Cup. Now, do you know if I show some of the video for some of the races, dude? Will they flag us? Do you know?
It depends on who the source is.
Who the source? Yeah. I mean, here it's just look at that, man. So that's the new Carrera Cup car. So like if you watch any of the IMSA Porsche Carrera Cup races, they still run the 991s. They run them in a separate class now. So it's kind of like a class 2, and these are the class 1 cars. And then they have like the Pro and Pro Am, right? Pro Am / gentleman driver classes within this. But dude, these cars are just, these cars are beastly, man. So it's like, yeah, another thing I wanted to kind of highlight. I'm just, kind of highlighting like new race cars that are out here, for 2021 and what's cracking, sort of like post-COVID, right? You got the hyper cars, you got the new Porsche Carrera Cup cars. And then I sent you a video of the ETCR, the electric touring cars that are racing. I'll show those next. But yeah, this is the new Carrera Cup car right here. What do you think about it, Mike?
No, I think that Porsche, they can't go wrong with these 911. So these Cup cars, man, they can pretty much make a class of their own out of their 911. So the GT3, I'm not a big fan of it. I know it's the 992 is an evolution of the 991, but I'm just not. I haven't bought into it as of yet. I'm still a big fan of the 997 GT3, if that makes any sense, the 4-liter. So
yeah, let me pull that one up. But that's the whole thing, man, is that that's what they did with the you said the 997 GT3?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is the one that they actually run. This is what they used to run anyway. In the Carrera Cup, it was this one. And they still run it. They run this one as a separate class now, and they got the 992s running as the main class. They brought the new 992 in, and they run this one as a class 2 because all the previous Carrera Cup cars were these.
Yep.
So they still run them, and I you know what? I think I kind of agree with you, dude. Because if you watch the races with these cars, I mean, dude, the races, the cars are so close in competition, man. It really did come down to driver, and like these things, man, they just handle like monsters. They're just track monsters, dude.
Yeah, because it's the right weight, it's the right chassis. It's just they just did everything right. I don't think this is a 997. I think that's a 991. But
this is a 9. Well, no, it's a wait. Hold up, 997. I thought I put a 997. I did.
Yeah, that vehicle in particular is not a 997.
No, not that one.
Yeah,
I put 997. Why am I getting a bunch of 991s?
Yeah, the 997 would be that gray.
Which way? Wait, this one? Right,
yeah,
here we go.
997. Yeah,
there it is.
At one point, those cars a few years ago were going for about 80 grand used. Today, those cars are going for about $170.
I remember we were talking about that. We were pricing the cars, like the car market, right? Yeah. These things are increasing in value. They are appreciating like a mug.
Yeah. It's they don't lose their value for all intents and purposes. You'll never see one of these on the market for like 35 grand. Like that just doesn't happen. These cars maintain value and they accrue in value as well. So I just think that Porsche got it right with this chassis. I understand that they had to go big on the 992 design line, but if I was buying right now, it wouldn't be a 992 or 991. It would be a 997.
I agree with you. I don't like big cars, right? That's just I like okay, for race car purposes, man. That 992 it looks like a beast. But you know, Porsche even went back to going with staggered wheel sizes on the 992. So the wheel size on the front is narrower than the rear tire is fatter, right? So they kind of gone back to like the staggered wheel size, to accommodate just the bigger body structuring and stuff. So it is a little more beastly. This car, look at it, it's way narrower and nimbler, runs the same size tires, front and rear. It's a little more sleek. Look at the lines on it, man.
No, I think the tire in the back, I think that's a 305.
Is that a 305? Is it staggered on this one?
Yeah, they're always staggered.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, wait, on the 991 race cars, they didn't run staggered tires. I think that's what they were talking about. The difference between, they were pointing out all the performance differences in the Carrera.
It doesn't have to turn either.
Huh?
It doesn't have to turn.
What do you mean it doesn't have to turn?
You don't have to have 180-degree lockout on a turn when you're racing.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, on this vehicle in particular, I think those back tires are 305 or 325, but I'm pretty sure it's 305.
Yeah, they look fat.
Sure it's 305. I mean, if you zoom in on the picture, I think that the front tire is 265.
That's like a two. Let me see. Let me see if I can. So Michelin. These are okay. Wait, these are Pilot Sport Cup 2s.
Yeah, those are N not spec. So those Cup 2s are designed specifically for that.
For this car. But I can't get the tire size right. These are Michelins though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, either way, man. These cars are still track monsters, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. They still run this variant in the class too.
Porsche, I think there's like a E85 tune for those cars, and you can get gobs of power out of that engine without actually having to do too many modifications to it, just off of fuel alone.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Who's this that just showed up?
It's the
Tire City.
It's the real one. What up, Mike? What up, Couplet?
Chilling, man. We finally got a break from biz and all this crazy shit, man, to talk whips for a little bit, man. Did you catch? We was talking hypercars just a little bit because Peugeot just came out with the 9X8 hypercar. Did you see that?
No, let me see it.
Hold up.
Is that the one from the thumbnail?
Yeah, that's it.
What they going for? 3 million? 4 million?
No, that's pure. Well, I think they're going to be. I don't know what they're going to be doing. The actual production models, what the prices are going to be on those, but that 9X8 is priceless, bro. That's their WEC race car.
Did y'all hear about the LFA coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up the spec on. I looked up the spec on that complex. It's 325 in the rear and 245 up front.
Dude, that's super staggered. Shit.
Yeah, that's the way Tie City likes the that cobalt blue 997 turbo.
Yeah. The cobalt blue 997 with the carbon brakes and the real shift, the real shifter. Yo, it's funny. They call it the proper shift now. That's what people call it.
Proper.
Yeah, they call it the proper shift. Yeah,
here you go.
If you were to scoop one of those, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, you probably would have came up off of that for about 70 bands, right? Today, those things are going for at least 110 bands now.
Oh yeah.
Man.
They appreciate it. You know, I was looking at the Lexus LFA.
Mm-hmm.
40%.
Yeah.
They went up in value.
40%. Dude, it's when are you gonna ever get a Japanese V12 in a car ever?
A V10.
My bad, a V10.
Oh, those things are going for at least 800,000.
That's what I mean.
Market.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like just the sound of you. Half of what you're paying for is the sound that car makes when you dump on the throttle.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm pretty sure that the new one is going to be just as insane.
Or now, are they still going to go with a V10?
They haven't really said nothing about it yet.
It'll probably be based. I'm thinking it's going to be based off of this hypercar. That the GR010 hypercar. I showed a picture of it a little while. I'll show up another picture of it. But I think that it's going to be some sort of variant. It has to be, because with the hypercar class, this is all based on some level or some form of production.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I was doing some more research on homologation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the homologation cars, and it's like I think most of the homologation classes is gone.
Now, here I'm gonna bring up because they took a completely different approach. Here, let me bring up the hypercar class rules, so we can look into this, because this is how, because McLaren, the Senna is a hypercar by classification. So they already have a production car that all they're going to do is just make it compatible for the hypercar class. Then you got people who are making hypercars based on a bespoke chassis by either you got it from Dallara, Ligier, Orica, or there's like one other manufacturer, right? So then what you're doing is you're taking production technology and putting it onto a bespoke chassis. So Glickenhaus did it, and they're running like a turbo V8 with no hybridization. And I'm not sure if I think Peugeot actually did their own car. I think so. That's what I was going to look up, because some teams are using a bespoke chassis, and then what they're doing is everything around it is all them, because the rule books allow for it. Like the rules they rewrote, dude, they literally from the ground up rewrote the rules. From what was typically the Le Mans endurance prototype class, and then they turned it into the hypercar class, but they rewrote all the rules. That's why all the cars look completely like different. That's why these things don't even have rear wings anymore. Here, let me pull it up here. Let me see here. Let's see, hypercar. Car. WEC classes. All right, let's see here.
You've been following the the Remick?
You talking about Remick?
Yeah, which car are you talking about?
This, I believe they call it the C-Type or the C2, I believe.
The C2?
Yeah, it was a concept, but I think they call it the C2 now.
I want to say there was something in the news recently about them.
Yeah, they
have Bugatti now.
Yeah, they just did the test runs of it, and man, we talking about what I think it was like 1.75 seconds 0 to
I think that was what I heard about it. I saw it was like a video was on my feed. I didn't watch it, but I saw something about one of their cars doing like some stupid 0 to 60 time. Yeah, and that's what it reminded me of when y'all was talking about those Michelin Cup 2 pilots. Mm-hmm. The limitation is the tires. They can't get tires on the damn thing, man. The only thing, look, what they try to do is utilize algorithm for traction management, right? See, so how quickly the car's electronics can detect wheel slip and then adjust, right, while still applying the amount of power necessary to get maximum traction. It's literally coming down to software and the software's recognition of road conditions. That's really what it's coming down to, because otherwise you're basically trying to put the stickiest tire possible, and then at that point, if you want full grip, you may as well just put a treadless tire or a drag slick.
That's where they at with it, because the more grip, the less life.
Unless you can algorithmically control those variables, and that's really where the battle is with electric cars, dude. Like, because theoretically speaking, because of how an electric motor can quickly apply like torque vectoring, or not torque vectoring, but there's a term for it. How quickly a motor can like apply torque, get off of it. I'm going to get into some of that because I'm going to show the ETCR, the electric touring car racing races that they just started this year. Bro,
Yeah,
you gotta see this shit. This is some next level shit.
I think I seen in the news that New York was finna have a track for
what?
For I forgot what they call it. The
Indy racing?
No, for the electric cars.
Oh wait, you talking about for Formula E?
Formula E supposed to have
they run in New York before. They ran in New York back in, was it Mike 2018?
Yep, they bringing it back. That's what. Yeah.
They ran it. Was it Long Island or some shit, or they ran somewhere near like the ports or some shit?
Yeah, so
they had a track.
Yeah, they're coming back. They should do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so check it out. This is the hypercar class. This is how it breaks down. Okay, so for 2021, hypercar class is a top tier category for FIA World Endurance Championship, which is open to both specialized prototypes and car. Okay, so specialized prototypes and cars based around road going vehicles. So that's where like the Senna and some of the other cars are gonna come in, the Bugatti and shit. So you got LMD, okay, and then you got LMDH. Okay, so that spec will start in 2022. So right now it's just LMD. Okay, so for 2021, this is in 2021 only cars built in accordance with Le Mans Hypercar. That's this one right here. Technical regulations may compete. These regulations leave scope for a wide variety of architectures and allow for front axle hybrid system to be fitted. So what they're saying is basically if you run a hybrid system, the electric part can only run on the front, and the gas part can only run on the rear. So you can't run a four-wheel drive setup with like all gas or all electric, basically, right? Electric in the front, gas in the rear. In 2022, the hyperclass will open to manufacturers choosing to compete under LMDH. And LMDH, the backbone of the car, i.e. the whole car minus the internal combustion engine, the body and the hybrid system, will be supplied by one of four chassis manufacturers. Dallara Multimatic, that's the other one. So it's Dallara, Multimatic, Ligier, and Orica. So with these,
the homologation concept is gone now that there aren't any road going variants.
Yes.
Okay.
But wait, no, but it goes back to right here. It said, where did it say it? Because it said cars that are already built to hypercar spec. Okay, so this is where like the Senna, for example, is a quote unquote hypercar, and the Chiron, I think I'm trying to remember which Bugatti it is a hypercar, and they were talking about entering those cars into this based on the fact that they're already in a hypercar spec. But we'll see if they actually do it. I think what they'll do is they'll go with the LMDH, and they'll go with a bespoke chassis, and then I think they'll either do it that way, or they'll do it the way where you can basically build your own, where it says the regulations basically allow for a wide variety of architectures, right? It's very open. So there's a few ways you can go with it. I think for some teams, they want their own shit. For some, they're going to go with like a Ligier or Orica Multimatic or a Dallara chassis and then skin it, basically. You know, basically it's going to be a wind tunnel monkey to get the most aero advantage, and they're going to throw like their powertrain package in there because they can only run up to a max of 680 horsepower combined, hybrid and gas. So, you know, it's really just more of a theoretical approach to race car design. that's why I kind of like the new rule set because it's wide open. So this is what a LMDH looks like. Yeah. Balance and performance, guaranteed level playing field. You're literally gonna have to outthink the other team. That's really why I really like this new class, dude. I'm really excited to see what's gonna come out. Like the way they rewrote the rules, yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be a lot of close races,
dude. I'm gonna. Hopefully, we don't get knocked for a copyright. But I'm gonna show you the ETCR shit, the electric touring car shit. That stuff was stupid, dude. I was watching that last night and this morning, and I was like, bro, this is killing any touring car racing that's out there right now.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everybody getting back to racing and whatnot. Man.
Yeah, that's why I've been watching.
I already know they didn't stop developing behind the scenes and whatnot.
Man, hell no. You already know, dude. Yeah, that didn't happen. that shit did not happen. Oh wait, hold up. Let me show you the. This is the Toyota joint. That's the Toyota GR010 Hyper Car. They're already racing this right now.
Yeah, man. I like the Denso livery, man. They just take me back to the old Skylines with the Advan and Denso.
The old, what was it? I forgot. The old Toyota Calsonic. Yeah.
I love them race cars is iconic, man.
Yeah. Those are OEM. Those are all, for y'all don't know, those are all like OEM suppliers for the major manufacturers, dude.
Yeah,
they got to get their shine somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But I think
classic livery.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think the Lexus L8 LF LFA. It's gonna be a derivative of this car. This is what I think.
Man, that's too much.
No. I'm saying that they're gonna make some connection between the supercar race car and their top flight performance car, dude.
Well, that's what they did with the first one. That's how Yamaha got involved with the V10. They pulled it out of I forgot what series that they got it out of, but yeah, they just pulled that technology off of the racetrack and built the first one.
And I'm thinking that like that new LFA is going to largely have a lot of heritage from this car right here. Yeah, if they're going to bring it back, I'm thinking that's why, because all of these manufacturers that are getting involved in hypercar have some sort of car, dude, that they have related to it.
Yeah, I was looking at they have they have the new Z06 may be part electric. I don't remember who called that, but I remember hearing somebody say that over here.
Wait, what happened?
The new Z06, the new Z06 is going to be a hybrid.
Yeah.
Really? I was saying all-wheel drive. I was just saying it was going to bump the power and then go with an all-wheel drive setup. But yeah, rumor has it that it's going to be hybrid.
I mean, given like where everything is going right now, with just with the state of like how cars are being developed, and even just like the banning of petrol engines in 2035, you can't see them like hedging on petrol technology going forward, right? You're going to just start to see hybridization and electric variants start to come into fruition here. Like I'm about to show you like what I'm talking about here, because this is hold on one second. Let me get. So I'm not going to I'm not going to play the sound on it, but I'm gonna show the shit, and hopefully we don't get busted. But like, this is the ETCR, right? So the Electric Touring Car Championship, right? Fair use, niggas. All right. But so this is how, and see, even with like electric cars, dude, like they're kind of configuring like the racing a little bit different now, because you don't have as many manufacturers into the fray right now. They're doing like these 5-lap battles, which are dope, by the way, because it kind of goes back to the options video, like the Togue battles and shit.
Oh yeah.
And the Tsukuba battles.
Yeah.
Remember the Tsukuba battles and shit? They do a Tsukuba racetrack. Okay, they're kind of taking that, and they're kind of going there with ETCR for this year, right? So they're doing these lap battles. So we got the Alfa Romeo Giulietta, the Hyundai Veloster, and a Seat Cupra. Okay, so outside of the Alfa Romeo, the other two,
they got a Veloster, an electric Veloster.
Yeah.
So this is straight prototype stuff. Some of it.
No, these are production cars. What it is that these are electric. These are an electric touring car. It's an electric touring car, right? But dude, the performance on these things are stupid. They eat the regular WTCR touring cars. They eat the performance alive, bro. So I don't want to play the sound just so like, you know, avoid like any potential shit. But you know, I want you guys to just see this shit, dude, because this is the future right here, bro. These things are like fucking spaceships on the ground. So these things are basically putting out about I think approximately, what is it, like about 500 or 600 horsepower? I forgot how many kilowatts the motors are.
Right.
But it's an equivalent of about 500-600 horsepower, whereas a traditional touring car puts out like 300. Right. And then the torque on these things are stupid. And these things have a power boost. They have a power boost option. So you'll see them use it, dude. They'll just like shoot by somebody. No, I'm not even playing, bro. Like I've been on one lately, dude. Like with the new racing stuff.
Yeah, I was watching Lamborghini just put out a car, and they had a capacitor. I think we talked about it over here.
Yeah. So you get your boost.
Yeah,
look, he hit the boot. He hit the boost off the line. Now these things are electric, dude. So just imagine you're listening to the sound, and it's just like a wind of an electric motor.
Right.
But these things move, bro. These things are fast. And what they did was they cut the course down. You'll notice they're not running the full course, because these things would wind up and get super fast, and they would just drain the battery though. So they cut the course down to they cut it like, I think 1/3 of it out. So they're running like a 2/3 of the course. It's like a 2/3 or half. Yo, these things move though. Yeah, and these are all electric.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and then I've even shown like some electric karting and stuff, dude, where it's kind of like the same, dude. It's like you can just see the performance differences, like between like an electrified car and a car with a petrol or a gas motor, and how they like function and operate, man. But these things right here, just even on this little short course, I'll tell you, they'll eat a traditional touring car alive. Like the acceleration, the speed that they get in a short amount of time is just stupid. And then there's the power boost. I like how they're doing it like a panel.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of video production that came from streaming end up in a lot of places.
Dude, this is how Formula E is going this route. Like all the new formats of racing are gonna do this, man. You already know, Tyson. We be talking on the phone about crazy ideas and shit, and I'll be having like hella ideas. Because look, they do it with sim racing. They even do it with sim, dude. So it's like they use like the streaming, like the OBS and the Streamlabs setups and shit to do all kind of crazy presentations, dude. They got a fucking drone following them.
Yeah, let's see. I fuck with it.
Yeah, man. But this is ETCR, so this is electric touring cars. So they got the engineer sitting in here, they got the camera on them while they're watching the race and shit. Oh wait, he's gonna tuck in it. Yeah, he's gonna get him inside. Get him, squeeze him. Let's see. Did Yao break himself? Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's something else, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it play to the fifth lap because you got to see how homeboy look. Homeboy hit the button. You see that shit? You see how he just scooped both of them?
The video is really laggy, so I can't really see what you're referring to.
It's lagging on my end too. I thought that was just me.
Is it lagging on your end?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't really say anything, but
okay. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll post the link because I'm not sure. Yeah, hopefully they didn't flag us or some shit because I was playing some copyrighted content. Hopefully that's not what that was. But here, I'll do this.
I'm finna jet. I gotta get the youngest son, man. We finna go out eat real quick, man. I just see y'all was live. I was like, they doing car talk over there. Nobody told me.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. You know, it was kind of impromptu, man. It's I'm not outside working today because we got a heat advisory, dude. It's like gonna be 115 today, man.
Yeah, we got a heat advisory, but I still got to send this bundle off. I still got body work to do, man.
I didn't see you cover that 400Z, man.
Man, I don't want to cover the auto industry, because there's a lot of goofy stuff going on, man. And as I predicted, it's looking like that Cybertruck is going to get pushed back.
Don't get me started on Tesla, dude.
I haven't seen a roadworthy version come out yet.
Or they're supposed to be manufacturing it in Texas.
Yeah, but nobody ain't manufacturing nothing.
Well, until they
You got I'm gonna say you got 4 months before the delivery date's supposed to happen.
That ain't happening.
They don't have a road version. Like the version that they released was too high. It didn't have bumpers. In the design, all cars are supposed to have a crumble zone.
Remember they were trying to get around that because of the material, the build material, stainless.
Yeah, but stainless, it still got to give somewhere. Like I didn't see that anywhere in the design. Like, and if it's a tub, you should be able to visibly see it.
Well, does it have pillars? Like A pillars? Does it have pillars?
It has an A pillar, but the problem is that it doesn't fold where it needs to. The crumple zone is not there because it's too high. If you compare it to a Ford, F-150, it's extremely bigger than it. And so, for a Ford F-150 and an Expedition and those sort of chassis, that's easy for them to get safety approval. But on the Cybertruck, man, I don't know how they'll do it. The only way I can see them actually selling those trucks is actually pushing it through a military application.
Yeah, you said that, Mike, and I agree, because if you're using the actual body as the structure, I mean, you can't have a weakness in the structure to have a crumble zone like that.
Plus, he threw a brick at the window, right? So the idea here is to show how tough it is against, kinetic attacks, right? So, who are you selling that idea to? The average civilian doesn't need that.
Yeah,
I mean, do you think that they'll sell it under a do you think if they get it approved as a military vehicle, it could then turn around and be sold under a special license or something? No, not to say that it requires that to buy like a Hummer.
It's got to be DOT approved before it can get on public ways.
Yeah,
right. But that would mean that even for military application, because military vehicles drive over public roads as well, right? But there's a different
not necessarily. They're escorted. They're usually escorted.
Yeah, and it's probably on designated routes and shit, you know. But what I'm saying is, like, I mean, you got 5 months. You don't have a crash test rating?
Nope.
How do you get a crash test rating out of something that big, though?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You got to crash test it.
But here's the thing: based off what standard? What car was used to you know what I'm saying? Bring precedence to, okay, this is what we look for in an exoskeletal design.
Yeah. Okay, if you don't have that, then I guess what you have to do is you have to actually be the standard that gets set, right? And that's typically what you know. No, that ain't gonna happen in 5 months. But what I'm saying is that if you design a vehicle like that and you actually push, because this is what Elon always does, man. He'll get out and then say some shit and then force government regulators to respond to it. Okay, he does this all the time.
Yeah, I think the idea here may be for them to actually license the design out to the U.S. military and let them deal with it, because he needs to. He needs to.
But the thing with that is, the U.S. military is not in the business of having.
You come to them with it complete. Yeah, you come to them with the vehicle complete, and then they determine whether they're gonna give you the contract money.
Well, not necessarily. It's because they could use it for a variety of different reasons. I mean, because they hold 6 people inside of it, so you're talking about 6 soldiers inside of a Cybertruck. Plus, it's electric. So the motors have already been proven. Everything else has been proven on it in terms of like functionality. But from Thai City's point of view, the DOT and the National Highway Safety Transportation, they're looking at this like, what do you plan on driving this at? It has turn signals, but that doesn't mean anything because you can't park it inside of a basic.
Yeah, it won't fit. Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't fit inside most garages either because it's too tall.
Yep.
How tall is it?
Oh, that thing's got to be at least.
Yeah, did you see the headroom in there?
Because I said,
up complex.
Well, I saw when Elon and the dude was standing next to it, and it is kind of tall.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Plus, it has it's not suicide doors, but
and they, you could tell. I mean, man, listen, it's just a lot of red flags they should have had cleared up by now.
I think
because look, okay, let's say they unveiled the road version, and then a lot of buyers back out because it's so far away from the original.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's take a look. Yeah, this thing looks tall AF.
Yeah, that's why they had airbag. He actually demonstrated that they lowered it to get stuff out the back of it.
Yeah,
airbag suspension.
Yep.
Yeah,
this thing does look tall.
This design doesn't give any crumble zone area.
Well, okay, so I don't know if you've seen some of the other like Tesla crash test results. So like the Model X literally has scored like the highest of any vehicle. And what it has everything to do with is the vehicle's low center of gravity due to the battery.
But listen. They got that rating based off of a standard that's already there for that. With this, the frame is that body.
Right. So I'm saying does this become a whole new classification?
Yeah, but no, because listen, think about it like this. This is why. Remember what they said. If you install a roll cage in your car and you get into an accident with another car, all the energy went through one car.
Yeah.
They got to look at it from that standpoint too. You're not going to have these solid bricks on the road.
No.
Complex, I put the link in the back chat for you to pull that up to look at the comparison.
Okay, hold on. Because I mean, I'm trying to figure out like why you would go about even having a reveal for something like this, right?
Yo, dude,
Like, why you would have a reveal for something like
it's called
this?
manipulating markets. They literally had the ATV that they had on the back of it was just an electrified.
That's all, dude.
50 Honda 4-wheeler.
Bro, what's his name? Actually built one. Rich Rebuilds.
Yeah,
He built his own cyber quad, dude. Like that, dude. You know what?
yeah.
Dude, me and my boss, we had a special project when we had our shop. There was this show on Netflix with Ashton Kutcher. I think it was called The Farm. It was a series, right? And they used to film it a few blocks from where our shop was. And them dudes came to us and was like, "Hey, can you take a quad and make it electric so that it can be driven on set? Because you couldn't run a gas motor in an enclosed building." So, dude, in like 2 days, we took an old Chinese quad, put an old electric motor on there, battery, everything, fitted it up, threw it right back at them. It's very easy to make an electric quad, dude. It's a motor control and a battery.
You know, when you're Tesla, you don't do that though. And it wouldn't take that long for you to get a team of 10 people to get CAD drawings and all the rest of that to get just a quad going, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to have a electrified Honda coming off the back of your concept vehicle.
Yeah, basically what you did was you just made a stage prop. Like I said, we did the same thing. And It's like, dude, that you may as well just make your own quad. To make it more believable. It's not difficult to make an electric quad, dude. It's not.
Well, don't forget that they used Lotus. The first Tesla was just a Lotus, right?
It was an Elise with an electric motor.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not uncommon for Tesla to do something like that. But I put the link in the back chat just so that people.
Yeah.
Can
No.
see.
Wait. Oh shit. Wait. Is this? Oh wait. My bad. I thought I was sharing. Hold up. I brought it up. There it is, right here. So is this what you want to show, Mike?
Yeah, look at the size.
Oh, yeah, the size. Well, no wonder it would pull 150 uphill.
I love the design of the Cybertruck, bro.
It looks dope.
Hey, sweet, bro. And the more the time goes on, I'm just realizing that they're gonna release something that is like totally not this, bro.
Well, I mean, how do you do a reveal, right? Get a stock bump, right, and all that, and then not ever come out with the vehicle? How do you do that?
I'm not saying they're not going to come out with it. I think that after the approved version, the road version, is going to be different.
Okay. Because you can't take that to a Tesla supercharger and actually charge it. It takes over two car spaces.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So Mike, I think I see your line of logic in saying that this is actually aimed at military application.
Yeah, that's a complete military vehicle.
Yeah,
I think throwing a brick at the window. Why would he throw a brick at the window? He has to get U.S. military. He has to get U.S. military and NATO buy-in, because if you watch one of the other military videos, they were testing an electric truck that they had made from GM. I didn't know GM had a defense division, and they said we can creep up on the enemy without them even knowing it better than a Abrams tank. So essentially,
the new Hummer crab walks sideways.
Sea walking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got that multi-directional.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you need that?
If you want a parallel park.
Nah, fam.
No, that's all military application, man. For my opinion, man, I just think maybe he needs to get buy-in approval on the military side in one of these administrations, because I don't think he was that big of a fan of Trump, and so he needed somebody to be in the White House in order to say, hey, let's give this guy, another $500 million, to spin up a military vehicle for us, and then we can go from there, because that's kind of how he got the funding for SpaceX. Now the military is talking about using the SpaceX launchpad. the rockets that can reland themselves for military purposes to deliver military cargo to other places.
Wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute. So we're launching rockets just to go land to drop off shit and then shoot up and then come back self-landing? We doing that now?
It's better than using a Hercules airplane.
I'm saying that, like, Joe, yeah.
But a Hercules airplane would take, 9-10 hours to go across the Atlantic and get to Europe.
And then you also need a landing strip and all that other shit.
Right. But if you use the Tesla,
for real this time, y'all. Hey, man, look, we gotta do it again on the evening time, man.
Wait. You said are you gonna be? I'm gonna do an open chat later. You gonna be around?
At 3, I got another live stream going at Bitcoin Maximalist. Like, that's my new favorite thing right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Like later this evening, man. Probably like around like 6 my time or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because like I said, we got a heat advisory, man. Ain't shit popping today, man. So I'm around. I'm gonna get active on the live streams.
All right.
All right, Ty, man.
All right, peace.
All right, Ty, peace. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so the rocket that they were talking about using can get from the US to Japan in less than 3 hours or 90 minutes or something like that at Mach speeds, right? And so it can carry all that military cargo in a very short amount of time to the war zone. That is basically what they're saying, that they can get all of their new military goods.
You know what, dude? That would explain why Bezos and Branson are at it. Like this, when you really think about that, right? Like all of these quote unquote space applications, like you got, for example, Virgin Galactic, they're launching rockets off of a 747, right?
Yeah.
You got Blue Origin. We're looking at all. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Where a lot of these companies are really starting. You're really starting to see like a convergence, man, to the point where what you just said. You could step away from even more traditional military applications when you go with more of a tech-based solution or something that's more future forward, like self-landing rockets. Like you said, you cut down the cost in transporting supplies and goods and all that stuff,
Yeah, because it only has one place to go anyways. It doesn't need to really stop for anything. But
right.
From the space exploration standpoint, that can kill the cruise line industry and the vacation industry, because people instead of going on vacation, they'll just go out in space, and then and that will be the novelty.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole other thing, right? Like especially after you've got the CV outbreaks and all these other things that I don't know. I don't know if the cruise industry will ever rebound, but if you make space exploration like affordable, then guess what? You're right. People are going to be like, man, why do I want to get on a boat? Like, I'm trying to go to space.
Well, not even just that. Who wants to go to Aruba for the same price as basically getting on a plane, a charter jet, to go out into space on a Virgin Galactic? And so that's kind of, it's kind of where the market is going right now. I think, back to the electric car piece, I think that the market is, because Shmi 150 has a Porsche Taycan, and the amount of difficulty he has to charge the vehicle, maintain a charge, find an actual working charging station, I don't think that's going to be workable for the next 10 or 15 years. Based on his experience, I don't think that's going to work.
I heard there was an issue with the Porsche Taycan and they use, I think it's called Charge USA or something like that. Is that who they're Porsche contracted with their charging infrastructure?
I don't know about that. I'm only speaking about the UK. But
okay. Because what I heard in the US is any all electric Porsche owners, they basically use the charge. I think it's called Charge USA or something like that. It's their charge infrastructure, right? And man, they're talking about like all of the various times where a Porsche owner goes up to one of their charge ports, and then for whatever reason, either there was a software update that happened on the Porsche side, or something that happened on the Charge USA side, but they plug the thing in, and dude, like it's not communicating. So then it's not charging, and then guess what you got? You got AAA picking up a dude's Porsche because it has a dead battery, and he's at a Charge USA port and can't charge. So
Yeah.
that's what I was hearing about with regards to the issues that Porsche owners, like electric Porsche owners in the U.S. were having, and that's really kind of hurting Porsche's ability to like push electric cars in the U.S. market because of who they're using to go through, like, you know, for charging. And half the time, dude, like dudes are having like they'll call. I was reading about this stuff. The Porsche owner has to call like the Charge USA support, and then like support on their end has the Porsche owner troubleshooting shit, and they're like, I should not be troubleshooting anything to charge my car.
Well, it's a different type of battery type too,
Mm-hmm.
and so you know, Porsche's battery is going to be radically different than any other battery that's out there. So what I'm saying here is, if that's the sort of experience that, you know, electric vehicle owners are going to have, I don't think that this is going to work out very well, because you have different sort of vehicles that can't get a full charge. Then it kind of nullifies their whole purpose for going electric in the first place. Most of the public charging stations are not fast chargers; they're actually low speed chargers.
Low speed, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not really capable of filling up a Taycan in the 30 to 45 minutes that they need, right? That's something that's going to have to take, you know, 6 to 8 hours of charge time. And so these are the sort of complexities that people are going to run into. And, you know, Biden, the administration, is talking about rolling out, what is it, something like 100,000 fast chargers across the U.S. in the matter of 5 years. I'm not sure if that one, I don't know if that's capable, right? Number two, you know, what kind of vehicle is going to be able to charge off of it? You know,
well, I was going to say, it's capable to do the charge stations. It's the second question that you just asked.
No, not necessarily, right? If we look at history through gas stations, right? Mm-hmm. It took the United States 50 years to actually get this many gas stations up and going.
Well, when you say charge stations, are we literally also just talking about literally the charge ports that are at, like, say, like a grocery store, for example? Because we're talking
about public infrastructure, right? So we're talking about
you're talking about full on charge stations.
Yeah, so the ability to pull up to a public space and actually charge your vehicle, I don't think they can get that up and going in that short amount of time. I just don't see it happening.
But what I'm trying to understand is are we talking about, like, let's say, for example, you go into like where there's a grocery store, big box retail, all that kind of stuff, right? And then let's just say there's 10 or 20 parking slots in there where those parking slots have a charger. Are we talking about 5,000? What was it, 5,000? Is that what you said? Is that was the number?
No, they're saying, the administration is saying they want 100,000.
100,000, and then you're saying 100,000 within how much time?
Like 5 years, between now and 2025.
So we're talking 20,000 per year. Yeah, that might be a little difficult, because that's a stretch, because you got really what stood out to me was the next question. And I can even relate to you just from, like, I'll be out in just a minute, babe. We're almost done. All right, I got to get lunch together for my daughter. So for example, dude, I bought some, I purchased some new motors for a customer for some Segway scooters, right? And when we plugged the motors in, the motors were supposed to go to the scooters, but we were getting error codes. Okay, so the fix was that you had to update the firmware on the battery to get everything to work. So I can foresee a situation here where what happens in the future is that you there's a big push, like you're saying, roll these out. And I'm like, okay, there's no shortage of suppliers that can roll out or that can supply you with like a charging station that you could put into a parking zone to plug into a car. The issue is compatibility with it all. And I think that's the fundamental problem. One, it's the rollout. That's 20,000 per year over the next 5 years. And then two, ensuring that anyone with an electric vehicle can use this shit. That's the bigger problem. you're right. I think 20 per year, that's a bit of a stretch. But I think the bigger issue is, let's just say if you could do 20 per year, I think you'd have an issue with compatibility.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue, right? So now you're talking about from e-scooters all the way up until electric vehicles, electric trucks like a Cybertruck.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a unified standard that allows for interoperability between all of these vehicles and the charging stations. And so these are that's what I'm saying. These are the sort of complexities that are going to run into. And I don't think that, I think what we were talking about maybe two or 3 years ago from electric vehicles being popular, this may ruin the popularity of them, because if I can't charge my vehicle, anywhere I go, then that kind of limits my travel and my ability to actually fully utilize the vehicle for what its purposes. So
right. Well, so this is where stuff like and I had showed this on a previous live stream. I'm gonna bring it back up, so I'll show it again here. I'm gonna bring the website up here. Let me. Oh, you know what? There we go. So this is where companies like this will come into play with regards to the interoperability and having sort of a universal solution. This is why we're working with them, and we got our software compatible with this. Hold on one second here. I see Alonzo just popped in. Let me do something. Let me make sure I go ahead and make sure he is modded up. Alonzo, salute, brother. Welcome. We need to catch up, bro. I have to give you a call, man. And we just been chopping it up. I haven't welcomed everyone. Hold up. And I'm going to have to cut this one short in probably like another 10 minutes. My shorty needs lunch.
Yeah, I got to get up out of here myself. Well,
yeah. But I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to get an open chat popping a little later this evening. But I think this was a very relevant chop up, Mike. Just let me just share this real quick, just so we can get this on the record for what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Because one, you're absolutely right, and two, you're absolutely right to the point where we took pains to make sure that our software was compatible with something like a universal charging hub infrastructure, where we're charging literally everything from scooters to skateboards to e-bikes to bots to wheelchairs to everything. This is where you're talking about a universal charging infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is the trust me, much attention has been paid, Mike, when we have these discussions here, right? So when we're thinking about things in the future, I'm like, even if we're going to be leveraging, our software and everything for this, we need to have universality in it. Now, on a micro mobility standpoint, here it is right here. You see it. This is it right here. We need the same thing for electric cars, basically. There's companies already addressing it for micro mobility, but for
for micro mobility, that's easy because it's a part of street furniture, right?
You're right. Exactly.
You can kind of pop it into public spaces, but for a full DOT approved vehicle, it's hard to do something like that because some places are actually removing vehicle lanes out of the road. They're just kind of leaving it for big mass transit buses and people, pedestrian walking, right? And so there's some areas, before the pandemic that you used to be able to drive down. Now, after the pandemic, you can't really drive down those streets anymore because they closed them off. And so that's the sort of thing that I'm talking about. But I think that the micro mobility, micro transportation is actually going to be the area that's going to be the catalyst to actually get this stuff corrected. Because if you can get these done at the grassroots, small scale level, then you have to be able to actually scale it up to other brands and things like that. So you need to have a conglomerate of different brands like GM and Ford and Nissan and Toyota and everybody has to come to.
They're gonna have to agree on a universal Okay, they're gonna have to agree on it, much like how we agreed on the gas nozzle that you use to put in your gas tank, kind of like that.
Yeah. Same thing with battery standards, right? 12-volt battery goes inside your vehicle. Right. Everybody pretty much just agrees to that. So
yeah,
let me get up out of here, man.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, Mike. Hey, bro. I appreciate you for coming through, and I'm gonna fire up again a little bit later, bro. I'll shoot you the link. All right.
All right, man.
All right, go. All right. Hope you guys appreciate it. We had a little, vehicle, race car, black car talk, micro mobility. We did a little chop up. I know we've been quiet, but like I said, if you guys caught the very, 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 very beginning, then you'd know that we actually, or if you just caught what I was just showing you, literally what I was just showing you, you'd see kind of what we've been working on the back end. So I just giving you guys a peek. Damn, Riley, you just popped in now, bruh. All right, hey, Lonzo, I'm gonna call you literally, dude, in a few minutes, man. I'm gonna call you. I need to catch up with you on some shit. And then Ryle, hey man, we're gonna go live for an open chat, man. We just gonna chop it up, on some grown man shit. I think I'm gonna do it after Ty City's live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and let him do his crypto joint, and then we're gonna fire up again a little later. I got to get lunch together for my shorty right now. You know what? No. Here's what we're gonna do. Because Ty said he's gonna go live at. Wait, he said 3. I think he meant 3 Central, which is his time, which would be 1 my time. Which, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna. You see, I just saw the link in my feed. What time? Let's do it like this, Rob. You say you on the East Coast, right? You in Texas. You 2 hours ahead of me. All right, bet. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do it around 7 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock. So Ty's gonna go live at 3. I'm gonna go live at 5 my time, which would be 7 o'clock your time. So I'm gonna go get lunch together for my shorty right now. Smoke a little bit, chill out. I'll schedule it. And then, yeah, man, y'all just follow through after Ty City's is done, because I'm gonna roll through Ty City's joint. Nah, Riley, you ain't 2 hours behind me, bro. You 2 hours ahead. I'm 2 hours behind you. I'm Pacific. I'm on the West Coast. But yeah, we just gonna I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go live. And I got some open chat topics, man, just to chop it up with the brothers about. It's been a minute since we really kind of just got it in, on the brain trust on some open chat shit. I won't bore y'all with no drum and bass. I'll get the slaps going, and we could just chop it up on some grown man shit. Oh shit. Yeah, no, you are good, bro. I'm 2 hours behind you though, bro. So yeah, it's still morning time, man. I ain't even hit noon yet, dude. It's only 11:39 over here. It's 11:39 and it's 103 degrees right now, fam. That's what we got going on over here, man. That's why I was like, hey, dude, I got time today because I can't be out. I can't be outside, dude. Too much time with this type of heat. Because the last few days, man, it's killed me. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. The whole country right now is kind of under fire right now, dude. And right now, like I said, it ain't even noon, and we're at 103 degrees out here, dude. So it's kind of dumb. And we got like this excessive heat warning right now, where they're just really like, look, if you don't need to be outside, if you're not in a pool, don't be outside if you don't need to be. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and because usually I'm ignorant to that shit. I'll go outside anyway and work in the garage because that's just what I like to do. But these last few days, dude, I was sweating like a slave, man. And yeah, I was kind of dealing with some dehydration issues, dude, and it wasn't cool. So I said, okay, today it's even gonna be hotter, so I'm gonna chill. So we're gonna get the live streams cracking. But okay, hey y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and peace out for a bit, get some lunch together, and I will holler at y'all a little bit later on. You said we've been getting rain all week. Okay, bro, we ain't got rain in a few years out here, man. So you lucky. We on major drought status in California right now, dude. It's dry. It's dry in the mug out here, man. Okay, all right. I'm gonna shoot out. Hey, Rod, just roll through, man. A little bit later on. I'll schedule it up here in a bit. All right, y'all. Peace.